That shit was random. Like, it wasn't even funny. Like, it was funny, but it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand.
Like, it would have been funny at the time. Mm-hmm. And it was, like, funny just because of, like, the way that they were rapping. But, like, actually, like, the jokes that they were saying was whack as fuck.
Hillary, will you marry me?
Yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that era of internet videos. Like, it was just some fun stuff online at that time.
And that was Jock and who was the crew?
I think the group was called like Hostiles or something like that.
Yeah. And everybody was like, man, it was the hottest shit out too. Oh man, you heard that song? Man, that shit cold, bro. They just read the whole song, bro. All right.
Got some laughs. It got some giggles.
It did. It was hot at the moment.
Super problematic in 2020, though. I'll say that much.
I haven't heard that song in a long time. I'm gonna have to listen to it.
You gotta listen to the unedited version, dude.
Yeah, the real one.
Yeah.
I damn near not.
Looking good like that. That didn't hit the same.
Yeah. But that was the radio hit though.
Yeah. Plus, Young Jock was on it. His shit was even worse than the real group.
Like, didn't he have a perm in that video that they made? Because he was like the game show host.
He was the game show host. I don't remember if he had the perm or not. I know the perm was in real life.
Right, the perm was in real life.
The wop bop baloo bop.
Like, damn,
the rock
did he have a perm in that?
He had a permanent and shit.
he had a cock.
He was tripping, dog.
Looking at his boy.
He was tripping with that damn hair, dog. Hey, but the features on shit. Can't be getting them fits off. Jack got his hair off.
That's the perfect way to go into the show, I think. Welcome to episode 158 of Technical File, the sports podcast you never knew you needed.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, a.k.a. Ass Ketchum, a.k.a. Mr. Give It To Me. How y'all doing this week? I'm Lee B.
I'm the Eric J.
Only known as
the Eric J.
And I'm Camille, point guard of the crew, the real life Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door. You know, holding it down for all the women who love sports.
And it's your boy K Harris, the gentleman.
The gentleman.
The everyday gentleman.
24/7.
But better known as K Diddy.
Take that.
The people's jabroni.
While you out here talking to the people, why don't you go ahead and guide them on over to www.technicalfile.com. Appreciate you, X J. Don't forget to put the cat on that motherfucker, okay? Also, go ahead and follow us on the Instagram and the Twitter at Technical File. You can also find us on Facebook, Technical File Podcast. Go ahead and put a like on there. You can share on there as well. Oh, and also you get to join our Technical File Pod Overtime group, where you can join in with fans, fam, and listeners. Almost messed it up, fans.
Man, like I say every week, man, you guys enjoy being a part of this amazing Technical File fam. I'm sure everybody you know, your mama, your daddy, your granny, everybody you know, share with them. We don't go without y'all. This week, I want the Tech File Challenge to be, of course, take a screenshot. What the fuck? I sound like an old nigga right now.
Take a Snapchat. Take a snap face.
I sound like I got a flip phone.
A Twittergram.
On my Insta chat.
Right.
My MySpace page cracking right now.
Oh yeah.
Right there.
But no, take a snap. Do that. And
you about to open it again.
Mm-hmm. Well, right back to Snapchat. You get off mine now. What you on?
I've been trying to find new books to read. So give me a book suggestion. So screenshot a book that you've either been reading or a book that you recommend for me to read. Or all of us, not just me, everybody.
For sure.
That's a good one. That's
But I ain't
You
gonna
got the
hold you.
finance book. Let a brother know.
Yeah, share the wealth.
Mm-hmm.
All I got is Harry Potter in the chamber, so you don't look at me. But wherever you find podcasts, you can find us. That includes Apple Podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
Google Podcasts,
Yeah.
SoundCloud,
Okay. Yep.
Stitcher, Spotify,
Spotify.
iHeartRadio, Himalaya,
A murmur. Like a plane.
Wooshka.
Whoosh. Aw.
See, it's it don't quite curl yet. Like,
It don't, man.
get it together.
This we've been trying over this video thing, man. We trying. I'll pause next time.
Hello. And wherever you're listening to this episode right now, while there, make sure that you like, subscribe, rate, and review. 5 stars or better. It helps us, and we appreciate you.
For sure.
I think I got some synchronicity down with you, though, Millie. I think I got yours down.
What are you talking about?
I think I can sync with you better than I can sync with Ken, like we're trying to do like the synchronicity thing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I got you. I feel you. I understand.
Shake your hand for
Let's shout out the top listening cities from the last week, shall we?
Sure.
Make sure y'all listen to Ken and Eric and share the show. The more people you put on from your place, you'll be able to hear your city. And let me tell you something. The top 10 this week surprised me.
okay.
Threw you for a loop.
It threw me for a loop. You guys ready?
It was a doozy.
The number one listening city from the past week of Technical File was Chicago, Illinois.
Hey!
Okay, okay. Shout out.
Show.
That's what's up.
Oh, y'all about to hate us this week. Okay.
Number 2 was Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hometown.
Hometown. Y'all know what y'all got to do. Y'all got to be number 1. You got to get back on the sharing the show, man. Y'all can't be 2. Y'all can't be caught slipping.
Especially the Chicago.
Hey, it was good to have y'all number 1. No, we ain't gonna have y'all no more.
Like, y'all keep listening. We'll just bring Milwaukee up.
Number 3, we go to another NFC North city, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Minnesota always show love.
And let me tell y'all this, that was the top 3 with a bullet. Like, these 3 were above everyone else, like head over heels. So that's really interesting to me.
That's what's up.
Oh, they have the song this week, Sam?
Huh?
I sang the song, but then I realized that I had turned my mic off. But it get cold in Minnesota. I give it to you anyway.
Number 4 was Nina, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Hey, Nina.
Number 5 was Denver, Colorado.
Showing love to
It's beautiful.
Denver.
Appreciate y'all.
Fast.
Number 6 was Spring, Texas.
Texas
Hi,
love.
Texas.
Wait, what city in Texas?
Spring, Texas. I've never heard of Spring. I don't know where that is, but shout out to y'all.
But it's some Texas love nonetheless.
Number 7 was Racing. Oh, really? How far outside?
Probably like 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Okay, I'll see y'all.
Okay, so it's like the Brickfield of Houston.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hey, thank y'all for showing love.
Number 7, we got Racine, Wisconsin.
Racilla.
Shout out to Racing.
Number 8, we got Dublin, Ireland. Dublin is hanging there strong in the top 10.
They stick around,
Keep going,
I like it.
Let's go. Shout out Dublin. Number 9, we got Ingleside, Illinois.
All right, Illinois. All right, Ingleside. Inglewood.
Number 10, we got Frisco, Texas.
And Frisco's be sticking around too. Frisco's always, they stick me around there too. What up, y'all?
Mm-hmm. International countries, we only had Ireland. We had Dublin. And that was it for international.
Oh, that was Ireland. That's it.
Damn, Spain, where you
Focus
going?
everybody else. Hopefully y'all be back. Dang, we missed Spain. Spain wasn't there this week. They're usually here every week.
Spain was probably out partying this week.
It's a lot going on, bro.
All right. That being said, let's get into the topics of the week, shall we? The NFL and its players have reached agreement on the testing aspect of their COVID-19 safety protocol as training camps are getting set to open over the next few weeks. So they got the protocol settled. They're going to be tested daily for the first 2 weeks of training camp. And after 2 weeks, if the positive rate is below 5%, then they're going to scale back testing to every other day. Pause. Think that's a terrible idea.
Absolutely trash idea.
If the positive rate is not below 5%, they will continue with daily testing until such time as it falls below that number. If the positivity rate hits 5% or higher at any time, they go back to daily testing until it comes down again.
Okay.
Or just keep testing.
I mean, I can understand why they would do that. There are a lot of players here. They are probably trying to save some money. Like, so a lot of people you testing.
Yeah, it is. It is a lot of people, but safety comes first.
But, right, I mean, who's
on a robot?
Dana White?
Yeah, he do
It can happen. It's just be a lot of money.
Hey, I'm like, what is going on?
A lot of money.
He just powering right through it too.
He powered right through.
Hey, screenshot
You became a robot fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, I was saying Dana White. I don't know if you heard, but Dana White said that it's going to be, you can pull this sports shit off, but it's going to be really expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you probably want to cut back on testing to save money, but if you really want it to be safe, it's going to be expensive. But okay, proceed.
That's a fact. And
I was trying to pull up a tweet that I saw earlier this week that kind of laid out how many tests the professional sports leagues are going to be using weekly, based on the fact that everybody's getting tested daily. But I can't find it. But once I do, I'll share it too. Oh, I found it. So if the NFL votes for daily testing of its players, the breakdown of weekly testing for major pro sports league will look roughly like this. So for the NFL, 40,000 tests per week, MLB 10,000, NBA and NHL 8,700, and MLS will be 5,000. So that's 73,000 tests per week for a chance at pro sports.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
I mean, that's a lot of tests. That's a lot of resources. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We should be on punishment as a country. We shouldn't be having lives. Like, honestly, like, people haven't been listening. Like, the virus shouldn't be here. Like, this has been, if I cussed out, it would be a cluster, you know. Like, that's the whole experience. It's just been, I watch it and I'm like, I feel like I'm losing my mind. Like, I'm the last sane person. Like, how is this even, how are we here?
Yeah, we definitely shouldn't be here at all.
And
I agree with that.
Yeah, but they're powering through with sports, but because they the money that's involved, and America is, you know, capitalism and, you know, dollar bills, y'all. So here we are, and now resources are being used. So
I keep it
now. Testing here wasn't an issue right now, right? It's just
somebody
like downplay people testing.
No, the issue with testing is like the lab, like it takes up lab work. So like, for example, my brother came back to Wisconsin and they got tested last week and it took over a week for them to get their results back, which is like, at that point, do those results even matter anymore? Because they easily could have contracted it within the time frame. You know what I mean? So it's like, even if they aren't like, you know, testing it, they aren't getting tested in Wisconsin necessarily. Like, that's still national lab time and resources that you're using up just for a chance at pro sports.
That's fair. That's a fair point. I think they get their results back within a day or two, aren't they? So
the NFL,
don't they got their own like labs, or like not labs, but more so like their own medical staff or teams that they have put together separately for their own pro sports, because I mean it's the same for NBA, it's the same, and they have their own bubble and shit like that. I don't think they're sending them all to get the results back. Aren't they getting them in-house same day?
You done with your question? But no, NBA is the only one I can really speak to. And I know that they get their results back within 24 hours. I don't know where they're sending their tests to get it back that quickly, but you got to imagine that those resources could be better allocated somewhere else if they have the capability to do it that quickly.
I don't disagree with that.
There isn't going to be any preseason games this summer. The players have been pushing for that from jump pretty much, while the league was trying to get as many dollars as they possibly could. But they gave that to the players, so there's no preseason games. When
players do get paid, sorry, my bad.
No, go ahead.
The players do get paid in the preseason, though. So for them to push for no preseason games still affected them.
Yeah, but they wanted it for their safety. They didn't want to put themselves at risk for games that don't matter.
Right. It's just on the economic standpoint where if somebody was to say that they probably push them because no players still get the checks for the preseason games, so they were hurting their dollars just to make sure that they were safe, which is understandable.
Okay.
Did I lose you?
I was at the party, like I kind of zoned out for a second while you was talking, and I came back and you were still talking, and then I was like trying to catch up, but I was too late.
She need to call a 30-second timeout, B.
That's like when you come out for the opening tip and then you turn it over and your coach calls a timeout right away. Like, hey, we just went over this in the locker room.
The first time that players get to the team facility, players and team employees, they're going to be required to test negative twice before they can get in. So that means you go day one, take a test, go home. Then you wait 72 hours, and you take another test. And if both tests come back negative, then you can go back into the building and work on day 5. So the first day of training camp is really just a testing day.
What? Right. I'm just thinking, like, again, you're not in a bubble, so it's not like
it matters.
Like they can just they can pick it up on the way home. You know what I mean? Like,
I was thinking about that. I was like, one, they've had a month to get this bubble shit together. They've had all summer, honestly, because they've been watching the other leagues. You've been seeing how the NHL, the MLB, the NBA, and the European soccer leagues have been kind of formulating their own sites, or how they've been trying to make sure everything's cool. The difference between the European leagues, though, is they've been curving it over there. Yeah, it's just they don't have any kind. I was thinking about a bubble system for the NFL and how that would have worked out for them, but I don't know outside of like LA, maybe that would have the stadium capacity to hold the entire NFL.
Right.
You should cut it down to like 4 or 5 stadiums.
That's a valid argument, because I was talking to the mayor about this, and he was like, where are you going to, he's like, basketball is different. Like, it's a court, you go to it. Football, how are you going to have, what stadiums are you going to be at? Where are you getting bubbled at? Because, also the size of the teams, he's like, it's just a lot of things going on at the same time. Like, where can you have a bubble that's actually that big? So,
and the issue is just the length of time. Like,
yeah,
that's what, 4 months? Like, you could, I guess, because the NBA is 3 months, but I think trying to bubble people for that long a period of time is just not feasible. So like, the only thing I could think of is like if you just make it into like a tournament, so you cut down the number of weeks that it is, but still the issue is like finding somewhere with so it's 32 teams, so that's 16 fields that you would need to have access to.
And they cut the rosters down to 80 players total. So you're still carrying 80 cats per team.
So yeah, 80 going into training camp instead of the normally 90. So normally it's 90, but this year they cut it down to 80 to try to increase social distancing in the locker rooms.
It's a lot of bodies. That's a lot of bodies. This one letting fans in?
Yeah, different stadiums are doing different things. Like the Jets and the Giants already said like ain't no fans this year, while the Packers said like 10 to 12,000, and you got to wear a mask at all NFL games, and
which that should go over well with their fan base. That won't create any problems at all.
That's going to be an interesting sight. They're going to probably have like giveaway like a team mask where everybody got the same mask color on as they spread out, as they all sprinkled out throughout the stadium.
But still, like some people, you can give them a free mask and they still will refuse to put it on just on principle. Like
facts.
Yeah, facts.
That's because.
And then they'll dare you. I paid my money, so I deserve. Like that's their go-to. I paid my money.
That's an agreement though between you and I. When you purchase these tickets, you know you gotta wear this mask to get in this bitch. You knew that.
Pretty much. And they said it now. Like, hey, it's July. I'm letting you know.
And I'm letting you know that shit ain't gonna work. First day, Bubba gonna be in there. I have my rights. This is America, goddammit.
The NFL also,
we know.
Y'all remember how they gonna play the Black National Anthem before Week 1?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, actually, I forgot about that bullshit.
Well, it's back in your consciousness now. I got all caught up. But so the NFL is actually planning to allow players to have decals on the back of their helmets bearing the names and initials of victims of systematic racism and police violence. Yes, the NFL used both of the big buzzwords for the Black Lives Matter movement, but
for the first time ever in life.
Right. So players are going to be able to choose from different names, and they will be allowed to represent the cause on their cleats one weekend per season, which is pretty cool because NFL players don't normally get to express any personality at all.
Yeah.
I mean, true. You know, they be holding back from. Well, it's the oldest over there disgusting, but I guess that's dope. Part of the. I get, you know what? No, I can't say that because they give the NBA opportunity to put names or statements on the back of their jerseys. European Soccer League teams were able to put things on the back of their jerseys. So this is dope for them, like you were saying, because they don't never get to with the cleats.
They can't even wear a different color cleat from their teammates. Just like they don't have any freedom. They can't even.
They be messing with Odell.
Man, they can't do nothing. But
hey, that nigga be having some fire cleats though.
He do. He can't even wear them.
Oh, speaking of Odell, real quick, he has a YouTube, like a YouTube channel where he interviewed different players and stuff. It's pretty dope. Cam was on his last episode.
Cam was on there, sassy though.
Wasn't he? He was in the Cam was in his bag on that motherfucker for real.
The Cam was in there cracking me up, dog. He be having me rolling, but he was being honest. But
is that where that clip is from? Mm-hmm. Where he's doing that?
It was him, Victor Cruz. No, Victor Cruz invited Cam and Todd Gurley.
Yeah,
and Odell was there too. So it was they were like, we just got a conversation on like what's going on in the world, social injustice, police reform, things like that. You know, and they came about his free agency and that process and things like that. So it was actually it was decent,
pretty good.
It was decent. But Cam with the fit, I'm like, bro, boy, he be getting these fits at. He big as a bitch too. He be finding these clothes. I'm like, dog. Well, I guess he got money. He probably
probably get him made.
But yeah, it was actually pretty good. It's a dope sit down if you want to, if you take the time to, if you got time. It's a nice little interview thing. It starts off slow.
Yeah.
Just give you a warning. It starts off slow until Cam start getting in his bag.
Yeah.
Getting comfortable.
He had his hand out and everything. He was like, you know what? Let me tell you something.
Now, I'm going to tell you. Tearing across the table with the glasses, putting them down and shit. Anyway, hey, y'all gonna hat off?
Y'all gonna leave Cam alone this week?
Hey man, he should be my quarterback. I don't care, man. That's supposed to be my quarterback.
He should be in Chicago.
I got my T.O. cry, my tears and shit. That's supposed to be my quarterback.
Speaking of T.O., you see, he's still running the floor.
Mm-hmm.
That's he was racing Tyreek Hill.
I don't know.
He got beat, but
yeah, he was right there with him. He was right there. Yeah, that Reek went a 4.37, and T.O. had a 4.42. He's like, I'm still on the phones. I'm like, good shit. Last 40-year-old that I actually paid attention to that ran in 40 from that was in the NFL was, I think, Joey Galloway when he used to play for the Bucks. He was 40, still running like a 4.4. Whatever. He was burning them motherfuckers on the field, bro. They was like, old man Joey. Probably.
Like recently? Like did he run?
He runs every year around the combine, don't he?
I don't remember.
I don't
Like
know.
I just thought that we've talked about it on the show, like him still, you know. It's like the opposite. It's like the opposite of Webby. Like dudes actually still got it.
Wait, I didn't see that video, but did he have flip flops on when he was trying to run?
Nah. Yeah, with sneakers and two big pants.
Have you ever tried to run a flip flop? That is tragic, bro.
That's terrible. That's why I had to ask. I'm like, wait a minute, because I done seen motherfuckers try to run in flip flops, dog. Like that ain't it, boss.
I almost tore my whole ACL fucking around.
I mean, I ran in. The trick to it is you got to put your toes over the front to grip onto the front of the.
to break your toes,
Wait. So like that actually brings up an interesting thing. Like I wonder if I'm faster than Tim in flip flops. Like if I'm in like sneakers or cleats, could I beat Tim in a race in flip flops?
No.
I'm falling immediately. I'm falling.
No.
I mean, I'm not in flip flops. I'm in regular ass shoes. Like if he's in flip flops, could I beat him?
Oh, could you beat him?
We can try it out, but I'm gonna tell you no. I'm gonna tell you like this.
Hey, we can film that. We can film that at a socially safe distance from each other.
That'd be hilarious.
I'm down. That'd be my one athletic endeavor for the year.
He said he went. Okay, that's coming soon. We're gonna get that done for y'all. Okay,
That's
that's a poll too. Like who you think gonna win? Eric and sneakers or Tim and
flip flops.
Let us know. Shit. And I guarantee
I got some flip flops here too.
I guarantee you.
We know you did too.
Going, hey, where my race at? So,
yeah, you already know. Hey, Rick finna be on there all, so y'all racing?
He's gonna be on your ass. But working out all summer, now all of a sudden you want to run this shit? I got work now. I ain't been working out like that.
He gonna be on my
that's why I love
bro.
That's why I love our Tech File fam, man, because y'all we getting challenged to races and stuff like that's hilarious. He won that race. We're
gonna make it.
But let's talk some bubble news. So teams
bubble tea.
Bubble tea.
I don't know if I got any tea this week. It's more like
anything that come out the bubble is bubble tea. I don't care.
Hey, it's your world.
Bubble tea sake is great. It is really good.
Bro, chill up.
I'm trying to put you on something, you know what I'm saying? You know, enhance your lifestyle. Get some sake in your life.
Get some sake. All right, Mr. Imagi.
Anyway, so today they kicked off. Well, I should be recording it today, Wednesday. They kicked off the exhibition games that are 15-minute quarters instead of 12-minute quarters, and they gearing up for the season starting next week. Like it's really happening, y'all. Like basketball is like actually here. Like I'm actually excited now. I've been trying to not think about it because I don't want to get my hopes up just to be let back down because of the Rona. But
get up to get.
It looks like we're gonna have some basketball.
Indeed. I'm excited to see the basketball.
You said what?
Preseason game earlier.
Oh wait, y'all was both talking. What you say, Ken?
No, so I'm just ready to see some Laker basketball, man. It's been too long. It's been way too long. I'm ready to see my boys back in action. We out here.
That's all right. Shit. No, I was watching the preseason game earlier, and motherfucking Kawhi was out there looking healthy and scary. And she was sweating motherfuckers, dog. But it was good. It was good to see cats out here getting their shit up. Paul George had like 17 in the first. He had the fucking buzzer beater and shit.
Man, Paul George was out. He had the greenest of lights. He was pulling.
He was smashing that bitch too.
Yeah, he was cashing.
I was just gonna say I saw a tweet where somebody was like Paul George balling out in a game that doesn't matter. Name a more iconic duo.
Yeah.
Shit, Lou Williams was too.
Hell no.
Hey, but Luke done it in crunch time.
Right. Playoff P was a little questionable.
Hey, chill out, man. Fuck Paul Pierce. I mean, fuck Paul Pierce and fuck Paul George. Fuck the
pause, huh?
Fuck the pause. Both of y'all. Y'all fuck both of y'all. That shit looks sweet. It looks sweet. We finna see y'all. It looks sweet.
Man,
wait, Denver rolled out a big ass lineup.
That lineup is huge.
Jokic was the
point guard.
Point guard.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Was out there hooping. Apparently, Bobo got a drug test, although it wasn't. After the game, he got caught with a drug test or hit with one.
I thought they weren't testing.
Huh?
I thought they weren't testing, or are they just not testing for weed?
Not testing for weed.
Oh, okay.
He was. They've been ranting and raving about him since they've been in the bubble and been able to practice, and cats been able to see him. They didn't talk about Bobo, and then you see that play he had today. He had blocked doing shit off the backboard, ran down the court, and just did a pull up three. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? It is.
What he did today was everybody who saw him as a lottery pick going. That's why. Like that's what we saw.
Right, but I did take note to pay attention to stuff. Like he wasn't boxing out on rebounds. Like he was getting dusted on defense. Like that's also the reason why he fell to the second round. He was getting pushed around a little bit. Huh?
Time 2.0.
Clapping your hands.
What are you clapping your hands for?
What the fuck?
Oh, my bad.
My nigga, what's going on?
What? Man, I was wiping my hand, but time 2.0.
No, he is very skilled. But it's all like the intangible stuff or like the little things that he needs to refine. But he definitely has the potential.
Yeah, put some strength on.
That too. Because he's a streamer. Like, he run weird too. Like it's real. We were talking about Webby last week. Like his limbs don't move in sync. Like it's real weird. Like watch him run. It's concerning.
Like he got to gather himself as he's running.
A little bit.
He gallops a little bit.
It ain't graceful. Let's put it that way.
There you go. It's not a graceful gallop.
No.
Crazy gallop.
It's real Bambi-ish. The
NBA is also working with 10 minority-owned restaurants to discuss joining campus delivery programs associated with NBA-required health and safety protocols. And they're also continuing to source additional restaurants and minority-owned vendors to provide catering services. No more food complaints. But apparently, too, players have been eating good. I saw somebody's video recently where they had lobster, and I was like, "Oh yeah, the restaurants, y'all good again. Y'all happy?"
Yeah, they got the chefs.
Yeah, you got the chefs cooking it up. The NBPA is partnering with Russell Westbrook's clothing line to design social justice shirts for all the NBA players to incorporate some messages that were not approved for jerseys. So it sounds like the NBA went, "Oops, I guess we should have listened a little bit more about what you guys would have won on the back of your jersey." So I'm going to read through them, and I want y'all to think which one would y'all pick for y'all warm-up.
Wait, before you do... Oh, so it's warm-ups. Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So you can wear warm-up shirts. Some of them include systematic racism, police reform, I can't breathe, no justice, no peace, break the cycle, strange fruit, by any means, power to the people, am I next? Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Whenever I hear strange fruit, it just hits me a certain way. It's a very visceral.
It's evocative.
Yes, it
gets the people going. No, I'm kidding.
No, it doesn't.
And I think that's what I would go with just because of that. It's visceral, and it's something that is still growing in this country. So,
I'll probably do break the cycle.
Break the cycle.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with police reform. I think my top choice would be defund the police, but since that's not it, that's the closest.
And then some positive.
I mean, that works too, though.
Yeah, it does. Some positive bubble news, though. 0 out of 346 players have tested Oh wait, I read that completely wrong. I was like, wait a second. I don't want to run targeting it because no one had COVID.
That's only I was looking like, wait.
That's why I paused. But yeah, 0 players tested positive for COVID-19 since July 13th in the bubble. So that's great news.
So like the next big test basically will be whenever they start letting people back in, because I think that I don't want to Tim Stats it. So I'll just say like whenever they start letting family in, like that'll be like the huge test, because obviously at that point you're introducing a whole host of people in.
Mm-hmm. Like even though some are exiting, it's a whole different ecosystem of people this time.
Right, because like these are people that aren't being tested to the degree that the NBA players were before they entered, and they'll still be like on the property. So it's like trying to keep the players away from their families while they're quarantining. Plus, like the fact that some people are probably going to have it or going to test positive.
They'll probably have like a quarantine hotel for them to come into, like right outside the bubble or something like that. Like this is where you quarantine at while we await your. This is my guess. While we await your test results, and then.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, like if you like say you're quarantining and then your family is like 4 hotels down, like obviously you're not supposed to go visit them, but like it's a lot easier to sneak over there than it is to try to get somebody in.
That's fair. That's fair. Although I don't know how easy it is to sneak out. I don't know how easy it is to sneak out either. Apparently it's hard to get into.
Yeah.
But I don't know about sneaking out.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
The Pelicans.
Actually, you know what? Do walk past. Walk out the front to get Postmates.
They ain't gonna let me flow through. They still. Don't you see what I'm going through right now, fam? Douche looked at the screen at me like he saw my soul for a second. But yeah. The Pelicans announced last week that Zion Williamson actually left the bubble to go attend a urgent family matter. They said that he's still being tested daily, but he's going to be away indefinitely. They expect him back, but they don't have a date for anybody. Clippers guard Patrick Beverley, he also left the bubble to address the family or a personal matter. And his teammate Montrezl Harrell also left for a personal reason. So whatever's going on with them, I hope it works out. Hope everything's good with their families. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to ask a question. I was like, oh, what's up?
I was about to, but then I thought about it. I said, nah.
All right. The NBA broke some news in regards to the regular season honors this season. So we know this is like Eric's thing. So I'm going to just let him break this down.
No. The NBA told teams on Friday that none of the seeding games inside the bubble will count towards individual regular season awards. Ballots are now due on July 28th. So with that being said, who do you have winning awards this season? So we'll start with Rookie of the Year. Notable names include Ja Morant, Zion Williamson, Brandon Clark, Tyler Hero, Kendrick Nunn. So from that group or anybody else, like who you got?
Ja.
I think it's unanimous.
Yeah, it's Ja for sure.
I guess that's the only question is, will it be unanimous? Like, is there anybody else that you think might get a vote?
I think Zion's going to
get a vote.
Zion's going to get a vote.
Yeah, he at least going to get a vote.
All right. Coach of the Year?
That's difficult, man.
So some examples include Nick. What? What? Tim, did you say something?
I did not.
Wait, why don't we all make the same All right. Apparently, we all hearing things. I was gonna say something.
I heard Ken in the background. I didn't say anything.
Okay.
Phillips won the movie.
Anywho, so some examples include Nick Nurse, Frank Vogel, Mike Budenholzer, Billy Donovan, Taylor Jenkins. Anybody from that list tickle your fancy?
Now, Coach of the Year is always really hard for me because a lot of these coaches have a really good case for Coach of the Year, for what they did. Like, I'm going to just pick, like, I can't really call it, like, but I'm going to actually go with, I'm between Nick Nurse and Billy Donovan.
I'm going Billy.
I think I'm going to go Nick Nurse, actually. Toronto's done some weird things this season. He's just tried whatever he can. They play all different types of defenses. He's making it work. If you would have told me that them without Kawhi and Danny Green would still be like this good, I wouldn't have believed you. I didn't think they were going to be this good this season.
And take into account that they haven't been healthy all season. Like all of their key players, aside from OG and Anunoby, have missed like extended periods of time.
Yep, which is why some of them lineups got wild because it's like he had to string it together and they were still winning. Like they were winning. So
I mean, OG part of that too, though. OG is hooping. He was hooping. I mean,
who was hooping?
And then OG, and then Siakam was hooping too. Siakam really been hooping. Like he kind of took over that forward, the missing. He picked up the slack where Kawhi left off at. Like he really picked up a lot of that, the points, the defense, and he's able to. He can't do all five like Kawhi, but Siakam's a good defender as well. He's an all-star this year. Like he made huge steps to help that team a lot this year. For me though, I'll go Billy Donovan with OKC and what they've done because nobody would expect them to be in the playoff contention whatsoever between him and Chris Paul.
It's a fact.
I'll give you that. But I'm going Frank Vogel. I mean, just look at the Lakers, man. Everybody was counting him out as soon as he got named as head coach. We all said that Jay Kidd be the coach before the end of the year.
We did.
But Vogel,
this is true.
He hanging in there. He doing what he can do. And I respect him for it. And I thank him.
He said not thank him.
It took me a second to process that you said that.
This motherfucker here.
And I was like, wait, what?
Thank him.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I got Nick Nurse for the reasons already outlined. Defensive Player of the Year. So top candidates include Giannis Antetokounmpo.
That's the winner.
Anthony Davis.
There's the winner.
Definitely not.
Rudy Gobert. Bam Adebayo.
AD.
I'm going Giannis.
There is no way you can really say that it's freaking Anthony Davis over Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Have you been watching Laker games?
Have you been watching Bucks games?
Yes.
Come on, man.
I mean, hey,
Yeah,
I say AD, you say Giannis. It's all cool.
Okay, let's phrase it this way. So if players from your favorite team were ineligible, who would you have as Defensive Player of the Year?
Giannis.
Gobert. Maybe Gobert.
It'd probably be Gobert.
I will probably go Gobert as well. But I feel like the Lakers pushing for AD to be Defensive Player of the Year is totally based on like internal politics. Like it's like can't be MVP, so we're gonna push you hard for Defensive Player.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
So
you push Bron and pretend like he's supposed to be MVP, and then we'll get you the Defensive Player of the Year. Like that sounds fair, right? No.
Okay. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. AD, honestly, no, I'm not even going. No.
You gonna save your argument?
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
You gonna tell the truth?
No, I'm gonna bring all of us gonna come around and I say who I think MVP is.
Okay, good.
Let's move on then.
Anyway, Sixth Man of the Year. So top contenders: Montrezl Harrell, Dennis Schroeder, Lou Williams, Goran Dragic, George Hill.
I will just be happy to see George Hill get some votes. I don't expect him
Judge!
but I feel he should be acknowledged for what he's done this season.
Yeah. I give you that.
Dennis Schroeder going the Manu Ginobili route where he as soon as the game started, he subbed right in. That shit. He averaged 31 minutes a game and 6 minutes in a year, man. Come on now, dog. That's more than Giannis. But just based off of that, he's probably gonna get a lot. But he been hooping. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. Dennis Schroeder actually been hooping too, though. So he'll be my pick. I'm gonna go with Dennis.
After you clowned him, you pick him.
Exactly. He always does.
Because I mean, it did make sense though.
You weakened your argument to pick it.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't say nothing.
Hey,
He arguing against himself.
I mean,
listen.
wow.
But he do be hooping. He do be hooping. I mean, shit, Manu was hooping. Shit, we crowned him for that, and he still was hooping. Don't change the fact that niggas ain't hooping. They hooping. Oh, you will ask me? Oh, you know what? No, I still got some more to say. All right, y'all good now.
I still got some more to say, and then shut up. Like, no, like to that end, like the 3-guard lineup, man. OKC drives a lot of their success. So I do think he's integral. Damn, I can't say that word. To the team's success. And I guess like Lou Will and Montrezl Harrell are so much of a package deal. Like you can't really differentiate because like they play so much together. So yeah, I guess by process of elimination, I will go with Schroeder.
Somebody who won't get any love, but I just want their name on the ballot too is Christian Wood. Just put his name on there because he was coming off the bench for a while. Just throw his name in there. Just throw his name in there for a couple.
No, he went from the last dude to make the team to their
best player.
Yeah.
To their best player, pretty much.
I liked him in Milwaukee too. He just wasn't gonna get no run. But I was hoping we'd give him more. The preseason game we went to. I was telling Eric, I was like, "Oh, this nigga hooping, bro."
I'm talking way too fast.
You sounded like a chipmunk, Sam. Like you.
I remember when I went to the preseason. I went to the preseason game. I think was it last year when Eric.
That was the only year.
And yeah, well then, and you're looking at all that, man, this nigga really hoop. I hope they give him some tickets. Still, you look, it was like they not. But I like him win. I've always liked Christian Wood. I always thought he could hoop. So I'm glad he actually getting some shine.
Yep. Ken, did you pick somebody?
Oh, I was Schroeder too, but then Tim made me realize how many minutes he get per game. So I'm still going to Schroeder though because he's balling. He's still coming off the bench, so but he balling though.
All right, most improved player. So again, top contenders include Brandon Ingram, Bam Adebayo, Devontae Graham.
I think it's Bam.
I'm about to say, they both had great seasons, but Bam with the defense really came through for him. Like, really coming through with him. And, shit, but Brandon Ingram was 40. 43, 46. Like, what the fuck, bro? Where'd this come from?
It's been there. You just have to get it together. I've been saying this about Ingram. But Ingram, though, his stats right now, he averaged 24 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists.
Look at you coming with the stats.
So, that's I feel like most improved. I respect what, Bam doing and everything, but Ingram has shown, like, the potential is finally meeting up. He only going to get better from this.
Man, Bam went from being behind Whiteside.
Yeah.
You know how bad you got to be behind Whiteside, especially at the end. Like, my goodness, like
that is Miami end of Miami Whiteside was he give a fuck, bro.
And his first season starting, he is like the number 2 on the team. Like he is probably
argue number 1, but
he's one of their best players at this point.
Yeah,
and he's a big problem for Giannis.
He plays defense.
He truly is.
He gets buckets. He passes the ball well. He surprised me with how much I was like, you shooting threes too now, brother? Like, come on now. Like,
Are you that big?
I just think, I think it's Bam, and I think Bam, big goal.
Oh shit, my bad.
Chill out.
That was moist.
Ugh.
These beats pick up everything.
Let's move on, please.
And the big one, MVP. So I already know who's voting for who. So just tell me why the best player on your favorite team is the MVP.
Ken, would you like to be would you like to go first, or would you like to go second?
Where we at? MVP?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I can go.
Damn, you don't even listen to the show when you
No, my bad. They can bust up in here and talking shit. But all right, MVP. I'm just gonna be real. The Laker fan of me, of course, want to say LeBron. All right. But to be honest, it has
real nigga in you though. With the real nigga in you, say.
Well, mind you, look, okay, LeBron says 25 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists. Like, that's great, especially for a dude that's been in the league for 16 years. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. But that's not MVP right now. So I gotta guess Giannis is the most unstoppable player and the best player in the league. Giannis points like what, 29 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, like
damn near 14.
I'm blocking it too.
Yeah,
and I'm blocking it.
Damn near 30 points.
Yeah, like what like that's a fucking terror.
And 5 minutes.
And he does from beginning to end. Like, I have never in my entire life seen somebody dominate from literally the beginning of the season through the entire season, yo. Like, he a whole nother breed.
And
like, y'all know I love LeBron. I'm a Laker fan for sure, but like,
is there an argument for LeBron?
LeBron in most other seasons, yes, he'd probably be MVP, big gulp.
Yeah, he would be.
Oh shit!
But Giannis has been like historic. Like his PER is like 5th all time in like the history of the league. Like he's improved his numbers from last year's MVP
across the board.
And keep in mind, like we just read off all those offensive stats, he's also the defensive player of the year. So like number one in defensive rating. Yeah, is both sides of the ball.
We can argue defensive player of the year, but I can give you that.
You know, and I guess since Ken didn't come ready to fight, I'm gonna go ahead and get this off real quick.
About to argue against himself again?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna make a statement. LeBron's having a hell of a year, but a lot of people's argument for LeBron is his age and his season. A lot of people want to argue, oh, he's doing this at 35, or he's doing this in his 17th season. Mm-hmm. I get you. I hear you, but age shouldn't factor in. I mean, if you want to take age into account, then motherfuckers talking about Jordan dropping 20 points a game at 40. Like, yeah, it was impressive for a 40-year-old. So you're trying to say it's impressive for a 35-year-old, but like you said, any other season, shit, we'll give LeBron. We'll give it to him because he is playing great, but that take LeBron off of the Lakers and we don't know what's gonna happen. Y'all motherfuckers got AD. You still have another top 5 player, bro. So y'all still got that shit. Take Giannis over there. We got Middleton, and Middleton hooping. I love Middleton. Middleton fucking hooping. But there is no argument this year for LeBron James. He's not even leading his team in most of his statistical categories.
Yeah, and I said that AD is the best player on our team, honestly. Like,
right. So how y'all trying to argue the second best nigga on y'all team to be the best player in the league?
Hey, I told you.
That was all my thing. I'm like, y'all arguing the second best player on the team to be the MVP? Nah.
Well, I'm glad we're all on the same page here about who should win that MVP award.
But winning a championship is a different story.
Different story, same result.
Kid.
You got stuck like, wait, what? Y'all ain't even.
No, it's gonna be fun though. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. If y'all can get past the Clippers, then y'all,
Chill out, though, baby.
We
ain't putting that negativity in the air.
I just need to say this too, because I saw your response to it. Because Charles Barkley said if Portland ends up in the 8th seed and the Lakers end up 1 seed, Portland has a real chance to upset the Lakers.
A lot of people saying that. Like, they saying they could run y'all old ass off the court.
They coming back healthy.
Dame do be cooking, though.
And playoff Dame is a different animal.
Yeah.
And they got big man now. Nurkic is back.
Y'all act like Melo ain't on the squad. Y'all tripping.
Melo, we're saying they got more depth now.
You saw how skinny Melo is, though?
Melo for the come down. Melo for the pool.
Hey, he's gonna be triple threatening the fuck out of everybody.
Hey, I guarantee his mid range gonna be automatic coming into the bubble. Watch, mid range automatic.
Hit you with plenty heavy jab steps, my nigga.
All day. He should have grew his hair back out. Got the braids one more time.
We don't want to see that.
Out here.
That's all right.
Hey, Scottie Pippen got his shit.
Scottie Pippen, blow the whistle on Scottie Pippen.
Hey, he had the crispy braids, dude.
Man, the face didn't match the hair.
No, he looked like the Bulls mascot. That's what Scottie Pippen.
Let's move on because before we start ripping Scottie Pippen in Chicago, don't really come back, family. They're like, on what? Like just ripping our legends. The MLB.
I fuck with Scottie though.
Yeah, we all like Scottie Pippen. Everybody likes Scottie Pippen. MLB season resumes. Oh my god!
Yeah.
What's wrong with Future and Scottie Pippen?
No. No.
Gucci flip flops.
Wait, what happened?
Google it.
Gucci flip flops, B.
Anyways, nah, fam, we're gonna move on to the MLB because they coming back, y'all.
Go ahead. I'm still Googling it.
Oh Lord. Yeah, Thursday. So, when the podcast dropped, MLB season will begin. That's pretty exciting. We're gonna see 60 games in 60 days. So it's going to be a sprint, not a marathon that baseball normally is. The Nationals are hosting the Yankees on Thursday night. That's going to kick off the season on ESPN.
Yeah, good game.
Dr. Fauci, he is throwing out the ceremonial first pitch on that game because the Nationals are pretty much like he's a treasure and he's a jewel and we should have been listening to him all along.
Yeah.
I was definitely trying to remember who won the World Series last year. It's been that long.
Yeah. The Nationals.
Yes, Nationals.
And he's also a fan of the team, too. He's been wearing some of his face masks are Nationals, so that's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. Have you watched that shit?
Yeah, good stuff. I'm definitely tuning into the game. And FanDuel and all that stuff is back, too, so, like...
Yeah, I got the email from FanDuel.
I did, too. I was like, what's your
everybody got that damn email.
Free money.
Your account.
We out here.
I was let me bet on some of these WNBA games. Let me bet on games. We out here, fam. It's all the sports at the same time. I'm getting in all these dollar bets to test the water as the season starts.
Yeah, I might have to go ahead and get out because I jumped in a $5 and a $4 one. I'm like, because they got the big prize pools.
Hey, the season just started. I need to get a feel first.
See what's going on.
Hey, Tim going out big money off top.
Right.
Big money.
Hey, listen.
Hey,
Lonzo better hoop.
He would.
It's Brewers Cubs this weekend too for us.
It's the first time Miller overrun.
Right.
Hey, shout out to the Brewers for this. Shout out to the Brewers for the t-shirts and their stance as a team, bro. That shit was dope as a bitch.
It was.
What t-shirts?
Their social injustice and I can't breathe and equality, and they had a bunch of it was a couple different phrases, but they all had, and they were all black t-shirts, and they said as a team they took a poll, some were kneeling, some weren't, but it was dope, and they stood in or kneeled in equality. Like, fuck with y'all, man, this is not cool, for real. Like 10 toes down, I mean.
10 toes down.
Hey, as he used nigga in it. He did it with a nigga.
I had to double check, but that was a true Tim stat. The shirts were not different messages. It was one message. It was one message. Yeah, it was one message. It was justice.
We always just going with it like a
Wait. Gooch, you ready?
Yeah.
Wait. We gotta do a better one. Hit it again.
Those virtual bells.
Nope.
He gonna have to put that in.
You can hear it. Y'all just can't hear that because I got.
Okay.
For sure.
But the shirts actually said "Justice, Equality Now." They wanted to make shirts that they felt people.
Oh, so they put all 3 of them. I said justice, I said equality, and I think I said something else. I just combined them all. It's only one word, though.
I can't breathe. You said I can't breathe.
Yeah, like that one too. That one too.
That's not in there, fam.
He trying to make a stretch.
He swear he thought he was
I just combined them, bro. It was close.
And invented I can't breathe because that wasn't nowhere in the picture.
That's funny, bro.
Like they picked the statements that couldn't be arguable. Like they tried to just make it very clear. Like, listen, this is what we asking for, fam. You know who else asking for stuff? The Blue Jays, because Toronto and Canada said, no, y'all can't play no baseball games here because America is tripping, and y'all want to travel back and forth. I think not.
Pittsburgh said they can't play there either today.
They was talking about Pittsburgh. Their health department was like, y'all ain't doing that either. Y'all ain't bringing in extra bodies that's going to be traveling all around. No good. So the team said they had contingency plans. They might end up playing in Buffalo, which is a AAA park. The players really want to go to an MLB park, but I don't know a city that's going to be like, yeah, come on. But I think Buffalo was kind of like, I mean, the team, at least in Buffalo, was like, yeah, come on, come down. But yeah, we'll see what happens with them. They need to find a place to play, though. That's a problem.
Again, these are things that you would think would be in place before you announce a return to play.
Yeah, how you gonna say you starting the league and then some of your teams don't even have nowhere to play? Like what
they don't give a damn.
Pretty much. As we mentioned, the WNBA, their opening day is kicking off soon as well this Saturday. You're going to have the Storm and the Liberty against each other. So we get to see Breanna Stewart and Sue Bird take on number 1 draft pick. I always mispronounce her last name, so forgive me, Sabrina. Is it how do you say her last name?
It's like Ionescu.
Ionescu, that is it. It's all them extra syllables and whatnot in there. But that's going to be tight seeing Sabrina and Sue holding each other. Like it's like the new school against the old school. So that should be tight. And they got a full national slate too.
Sorry, I was just going to say Sue Bird and Breanna Stewart, they're both coming back from like season-long injuries, right?
Yep, we didn't see them at all last year. So it's like the return. So that's going to be fun. They got a whole national slate too. They have games on ESPN and ABC all weekend. So like it is going to be sports all weekend again. FanDuel, WNBA, get into the pools. Oh man, I forgot this was on here, man. The Washington football team.
Oh my God, I forgot about this. I
forgot all about this story. So 17 women, including 15 former team employees, they all came forward and told the Washington Post that they were sexually harassed by team executives and members of the football staff between the years of 2006 and 2019. The report was all over the place. It was pretty gross. They were asked to wear revealing clothing. They were sent crude messages. They had a staircase that was like clear. And the men would, if they wore skirts, the men would just look up and they didn't care that women could see them looking up at them wearing the skirts. So women to tell other women like, hey, don't wear skirts. Yeah, like, and watch them stairs. Be careful. And you would think they go to an HR department, but no. They had 220 full-time employees, but only 1 human resources staffer.
Wow. Wow.
1.
How you run an organization with just 1?
Wow. Hey, I've seen it, bro. It's crazy. It's wild. It's terrible.
The whole environment was toxic. They did say that no woman accused the owner, so Dan Snyder wasn't accused of anything, or Bruce Allen, who's the team president. But they mentioned that like they were still pretty much jerks and they belittled a lot of people. So.
And I mean, like, that type of culture doesn't spring up unless it comes from the top. So even if they aren't directly involved, they at least, like, turn a blind eye to it. So you're guilty by negligence.
One of the biggest issues here is the fact that Snyder, he still hasn't said anything, has he?
He released a statement.
Oh, he finally released one. Okay. So I was like, for a long time, he was just leaving it to... And he was leaving it to Ron Rivera, which it's trash because Rivera had to deal with the shit over in Carolina. I guess they figured that would be the perfect, but he's not the owner, bro. Right? A lot of this shit
also
and the culture that they have. True. Like, he shouldn't. The football coach should not have to be the one to do this shit. He wasn't there. And last year, when he had a whole bunch of staff walk out on him and shit like that because they said that it was it was a toxic environment working there anyways last year, or he wasn't there when they had that whole issue in 2013 when they had the cheerleaders and shit. It was an article that came out in 2018. It was a whole bunch of cheerleaders, like 40 cheerleaders. They all went on. It was like, it was terrible, bro. It was a really bad interaction with the cheerleaders in the Washington front office, back office. They was having escorts and all kind of crazy shit there. But there was a big ass article about that. And then it's like, okay, so you have this issue this year, and the allegations is just a combination of everything that's been going on there. And it's time for Dan Dan gotta go. Like, you keep having the same shit, and it's progressively getting worse. He gotta go.
Dan needed to have been gone. We knew that before this report came out, and this like solidified it. But he ain't giving this team up.
No, he definitely not.
He definitely not giving it up. And I don't think
I think they can vote him out.
I don't think the owners would, though. Like, that's such a dangerous precedent for them. Like, they all look out for each other.
Yeah. So if they couldn't get Al Davis' ass out for years when he was suing the league, like, they can't get Dan Snyder out for. Well, they won't even want to get Dan Snyder out for. They don't care about winning.
Nope.
They just like clean your shit up so it gets out of the news.
And that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna wait for the next news cycle. I hope that some actual work gets done in that organization, though, and within just sport culture, because it wasn't only these women who said these stories. Like, it sparked other women on Twitter bringing up their stories about how they've also been sexually harassed while trying to work in sports, and it's trash because it's like, as a woman, you just enjoy the game. Like, you're not there for anything else. Like, I might make a joke with y'all talking like, oh yeah, he cute, but like, that's not why I'm watching the game. Like, I'm watching the game because I like the game. Like, if you're working in sports, you're working because you love the game. And it sucks that we can't get treated like people, like, just with some respect and dignity. Like, it's trash. I've seen journalists talk about how it's been high-ranking team officials saying, like, I'll give you inside information if you sleep with me. Like, that's how I'm supposed to get my scoops? Like,
Well, that's how people think you get your scoops.
Yeah, like, it's trash. Like, that it's trash. That's all I can really say about that.
And it wasn't. Sorry, were you?
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it wasn't that long ago that a report like this came out about the Dallas Mavericks, and Mark Cuban just went on TV, shed a few crocodile tears, answered a few softball questions, and then it was swept right under the rug. So hopefully this time is different, and much like everything else that's kind of come to a head during the pandemic, like, maybe our attention span can hopefully be a little bit longer and actually affect change. Although I guess with sports starting back up, I probably shouldn't be too hopeful for that. But it isn't just the Washington football team that needs to clean up its act. Like, I'm sure that this is prevalent all over sports, and it needs to change.
Facts. Let's go into something a little bit lighter. Let's go into the radio segment, shall we? Okay, so now, if you are new here, this is a weekly segment that we do, and I'm going to have Ken explain to y'all exactly what this segment is all about.
So this is our weekly segment, Tech File Radio. What this is that we play a song that is sport adjacent. So it's either written, produced, composed, performed by someone in the sports realm. Tim is our DJ. DJ, give it to me. And this is our backstage production meeting.
It's pretty decent. So
pretty decent. Oh, spot on.
Yeah, you stumbled a little bit. Sorry.
So this week, we're stretching a little bit. So Giannis's oldest brother, Francis Adetokounmpo, he is a musical artist. and he released his first single today, and we're going to play that. I figured this counted because the Bucks retweeted it. The official Bucks account retweeted this video, so
I gotta imagine that's tampering at this.
I mean,
first you signed the Nationals, now you tweeting out SoundCloud links to his other brother.
I guarantee
he's actually signed the Def Jam.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
I
The lottery put in the call. I ain't buying it.
During Bucks games, you're gonna be hearing his music playing. I guarantee it.
That's a fact.
I can't pronounce. I don't know what his artist name is.
Ofili.
Ofili, I believe it is.
Yeah.
The song is Shekosi.
I think it's Ofili, yeah.
Yeah. So she's our engineer. He gonna cue us in. So Tim, do you want to come in and do your radio hit as the song is playing, or do you want to cue Dooch when to start the music?
No, you sure that's Shekosi?
That's what it's.
Shekosi.
That's what it looks. Shekosi, one of the two.
Yeah, I'm just making sure. I want to make sure I get it right.
He's still in this.
He finna say something ignorant as well.
I swear he is.
It's gonna be a really bad African accent, I guarantee it.
I wasn't even trying to go for accent this week. Y'all tried to clown me so bad last week. I said I'm just gonna give him some straight shit, and now you still sitting there talking shit. Shut your ass.
Shekosi.
That's like Cam right now.
Goddamn.
So how do you want the music, Tim?
You can start it. Wait.
Same time. What are we
You
waiting
can
for?
start it. Just point to me when you start it.
Okay. Cam, will you count us down before we go live on air, please?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
WTECK Radio 69.9 FM, where 69 is fine.
WTECK Radio 69.9 with 69 is fine. It's your DJ. Give it to me. We got Ofili with Shekosi.
I knew it was Shekosi.
Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia. Senorita, senorita, senorita. Can I meet you, can I meet you, can I meet you? See like the way your booty go down.
Hell no.
Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia. Senorita, senorita, senorita. Can I meet you, can I meet you, can I meet you? See I like the way your body go down. I'm well, Shekosi.
Hey, I gotta fuck with this.
I was like, Tim probably dancing right now, fam. He off the camera. I think he's dancing.
I'll find some go. Hey, I like this shit though.
It's not bad at all.
Like a smooth shit.
See the way her body just they move like wire. Money, Shekosi. I'm a jog be okay. Get wine it, see I like it. Come give it to me, cause I want it. Come give me all night, no luncheon.
Hey, I'm not talking about.
Hey, Tim getting excited.
Can I meet you, can I meet you, can I meet you? See I like the way your booty go down, down. Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia.
Tim over here rapping a straight
Lit
time.
up, everything.
Like, put it up right now, fam. Like he really in his element.
Hey, but I fucked with this though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go. Go ahead, find that.
Gather yourself, son.
He partying for real.
Get yourself together for a second, so you didn't see that.
He always telling on himself.
Y'all, oh wow, bro. I don't even know what y'all on. I fuck with the song though.
We know.
Oh, it's another shit?
No, you just slowing down.
Oh, damn.
Hey, on what the beats mean though. Again.
That's funny,
See, I like the way your body go down. I'm well, Shekosi.
And it's all long as motherfucker.
Yeah, we can move on, fam. Like, we
Yeah,
can
be this long, goddamn.
You can lower
Hey, how many times you gonna say Koosie, nigga? Damn.
Dog, you stupid.
It's 6 minutes and 46 seconds, or at least the video is.
God damn. How much dirty whining? Hey, they dirty whining like a motherfucker.
It's a vibe, my nigga. It's a whole vibe, boo. You need all 6 minutes of that shit.
Tim wasn't tripping at all.
No.
I was chilling.
He was still dancing.
He danced the whole 6 minutes.
Hey, I'm gonna have to go ahead and find Shekosi.
You haven't done this in a while, so hot or not?
I'm fucking with it. It's hot. It's hot.
Yeah,
I
fucks with it.
We can ask the people too. I wonder if that's going to be on the streaming service. I would guess so if he's signed by Def Jam.
I would hope so. Let me go ahead and find out.
If we make Giannis stay, we can make the title of this episode Shekosi too. We can Shekosi everything.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia. Hey, that'd be the lead. Mamma mia. This week's episode is out. Like Jesus. Okay. We got some branding going on around this bitch.
I will say that this is proof. This is proof positive of the diaspora, because like this family is from Greece and Nigeria, and they still became either rappers or hoopers.
That's funny.
Man.
That's
hilarious.
Definitely.
Damn, God. They still became rappers and hoopers.
Yeah,
that's some dark comedy.
All right,
that's
so
hilarious.
let's talk some film for a second here, and I use the word film loosely. Next season of Last Chance going to debut on Netflix on the 28th, so that's next week, Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
The 5th season is going to take place in Oakland, California, at Laney College, and that their head coach is John Bean. This is the last season they do in football. After this, they are moving to basketball. So, last chance you is coming. But enjoy the last football season.
This season looked good, too. It looks really exciting.
I mean, it always looks pretty exciting. Like, they know how to edit that really well.
So I saw a trailer for Hard Knocks recently, and I'm like, that just seems like a bad. Like, I get it that they're probably contractually obligated, but like having camera crews at a training camp that's supposed to be like socially distanced, and they're cutting down the number of players, like that just seems problematic.
Yeah.
I think that
they trying to cut down the players for the locker room. They don't really care about the field. Like, hey, camera, y'all, yeah, go ahead, camera. Yeah, y'all be out there. We didn't count y'all on our numbers. You know, they trying to get, they getting their money. They ain't counting.
They got a Zoom feature. They shot half of the shit across the field.
Man, talking about some Zooms and whatnot. Extreme Rules was this weekend, the horror show. And there was a zoom in actually of Rey Mysterio's. You know what? I think it was last week we brought up the fact there was going to be an eye for an eye match with Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins.
Yes.
That match occurred. And they gave Rey lost. And he lost his eye. And they had like this fake prosthetic eye they made him hold up like to like they tried to like yeah. And it just looked so bad. It was.
It did, but it wasn't a bad pay-per-view actually. It actually wasn't a bad pay-per-view in itself.
I'll put it like this: the WWE product does not excite me anymore. So the pay-per-view doesn't move me as much. Like, it has to be a really good match for me to like care at this point. And nothing about that pay-per-view was really memorable to me.
Last match.
I was gonna say Bray's match was interesting. It wasn't as good as the other one, but it still was. It was just like I don't know. I just the product. I'm trying WWE. I'd rather watch NXT. Like I just
NXT still be clowning, dog. They be down there get around then. Yeah,
WWE is just a little meh.
But for me, I enjoyed the Asuka Sasha Banks match. Not the ending.
I was gonna say
the match itself. But the match in itself, in and of itself, was a pretty damn good match. Like Sasha.
A quick question: do you think that the ending took anything away from the match, or do you think that you can look at the two separately?
I look at the two separately because they still got a story to tell. But matching like. Them motherfuckers, like Sasha reminded motherfuckers, like, hey, I still get out, I still do this, because Asuka's still cold. Sasha just pay-per-view. Sasha is a different monster, dog. Like when she they got the bright light going, and you get like, but the only thing that scares me about Sasha is that she goes way too hard sometimes, and she be putting herself in danger. She be damn near killing herself, like really.
That's the dance you gotta do with Shekosi.
No.
Hell no. Mama mia.
Oh my God. Y'all ain't got no sense.
6 minutes.
No. Yeah, we definitely gotta post that because I gotta see what the hell we talking about. But no, it was cool nonetheless. I guess one of the main things about WWE right now is I'm happy that they got Bianca back for real. And she's gonna be the highlight of the women's division right now.
My last thought, the ending kind of cheapened the match for me. Like it was enjoyable. It was like all this anticipation to not. I want to finish this statement in a very crude way, but I won't. So if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't.
I want to watch. You know.
You haven't seen the match yet?
Heard it.
Sasha and Asuka was great. The Wyatt match with Braun was interesting. I kept saying, who these random dudes coming out of nowhere, though? I don't know. It was weird. But then the New Day match was.
Explain the end of the match.
Right.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what the end of the match was. If you didn't know. So the referee gets knocked out. Not Becky Lynch. Bayley comes in the ring, puts on the referee shirt. They cheat, and then she pinned 1, 2, 3. Sasha is the quote-unquote champion at that moment, but it wasn't by a legit referee. So then on Raw the next day, Then on Raw the next day, Stephanie was like, we need to have, this doesn't count. We're going to have a title match. So they're going to fight each other again to see who the true champion is.
I'd have been pissed. I would have been pissed. I'd been mad as hell. Because she said, you didn't win, but I said, you didn't win either. Wait a minute, motherfucker. I was the champ. Don't that mean the belt come back? Why we got to have another match with my shit when she cheated?
Hey.
Granted, I could try to cheat too. That's why the ref got out of there.
Tracy McGrady and Jermaine O'Neal, they are revealing that they are co-launching a player representation agency called 7-1 Sports Group and Entertainment. So the name is a mashup of their jersey numbers, as I'm sure you guys put together. Mm-hmm. T-Mac said he's going to serve as a co-owner and advisor to players, and he'll most likely step away from broadcasting as he has the past couple seasons with ESPN because, conflict of interest. O'Neal intends to take the National Basketball Players Association test in January to try to become a registered NBA agent and to hold partner status along McGrady. Well, he doesn't need that to hold partner status. He's going to have partner status with McGrady. Mm-hmm. So shout out to them for starting something new.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out.
Also shout out Malcolm Brogdon, Pacers guard for Milwaukee, but my play cousin. He just launched the Brogdon Family Foundation ahead of the restart. He is looking to create a more equitable world by empowering children, families, and communities to reach their potential and thrive. So, shout out to Malcolm Brogdon for launching off a foundation.
Brandon's always getting this shit, man. He been doing this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Good shit.
Now into some not good news. I was going to call him by his nickname, but we said we were not calling him that anymore. Antonio Brown. Yes, Antonio Brown.
I forgot what his nickname even was.
He announced that he was
right? Big chest.
Big chest.
Big chest.
Oh, why do you want to be called that?
I don't know why he wanted to be called that either.
Big chest Brown,
Hey, that's not like
Sorry, Camille. My bad.
He announced again that he's retiring from the NFL. So he last announced that he's retiring in September, but he's retiring again.
All right, go sit down somewhere then.
That's all we'll say about
He's been working out with other NFL players, so people will
He's retired now. He's retired now. It don't even matter no more. He's retired.
He's just gonna come out every couple of months and say, "I'm still retired." Like, we don't
right. We don't need it. Like transactions and personnel news. Tim, you got it?
Yes, ma'am. So NFL veteran defensive end, Super Bowl champ Michael Bennett says he's retiring. Bennett was on that Seahawks Super Bowl team, if I recall. Franchise tag deadline. There were
wait, you just gonna give Michael Bennett more respect than that? You just gonna keep running? You ain't gonna be like that nigga was cold. You ain't gonna say nothing about him?
I mean, he was. Okay, fine. I'll give him some time. So Michael Bennett was a 3-time Pro Bowler. Okay. He was a Super Bowl winner with the Seahawks, and he played 11 years in the NFL. He had a great career for the most part by most people, you know. Kudos.
You just rolled, man. You didn't get that.
I don't have it that. It's okay though.
Man, listen, it was that Green Bay part. I know what this was. I understand.
It's okay though.
I understand. Go on and continue, brother, man. Go on and continue.
I mean, he did well. No, he did do well. Like 11 years is a long time in the NFL.
Hey, I said, hey, go on and continue, brother. You ain't, hey, go on and continue.
All right. And then next up, we had, so franchise tag deadline passed last week. There was a couple players that it affected, 15 big, but the biggest deadline news was Dak Prescott not signing his contract extension with the Cowboys. He'll be playing on his franchise tag. It'll be the third time, he's the third quarterback to do it, I'm sorry. It'd be Drew Brees, he did it once. Kirk Cousins, he did it twice. They just kept tagging that man. So Dak Prescott would be number 3. I don't know if he'll actually be back with the Cowboys after this season, though. Hopefully, him playing on the tag this year, he just say fuck him next year, hopefully, and he can go ahead and about to get his money because he's making a hefty sum now. I think he's making like $35 million or some shit like that. Something around there.
33 or something like that. But why you want to leave Dak so bad?
You know what? Because Jerry would have paid him if he really wanted to pay him, but he paid everybody else. Why not pay Dak if he really wanted to keep him? He pays the money to the players that he really wants to keep. And he playing around with that. He didn't want to lose Ezekiel because he knows he's a great running back. He didn't want to lose Amari because he knows he's great. So he don't believe in him either. So Dak, go ahead and get your shit off, bro. But fuck the Cowboys. Y'all ain't going to do better than the Packers, but get your shit off, bro. Derrick Henry did, however, sign a contract extension, and his was for a 4-year, $50 million deal. $25.5 million of it is guaranteed. So for a running back, that is absolutely amazing. Mm-hmm. So that was good for him. Because again, Tennessee wanted to pay the man because they wanted to keep the man, so they gave the man the money. Kansas City was another one. They re-signed defensive tackle Chris Jones. He had a 4-year extension worth up to $85 million. So these cats is like, they're getting cashed out, bro. Like, if you have a great season, your team want to keep you, cool. They'll cash you out, you get your money. But a lot of other players were left off that list, like Leonard Williams for the Giants now. He used to play for the Jets. He was a Pro Bowler at one point. He was a monster. Like, we'll see what happens with a lot of these other players. But the biggest one was Dak not getting his money.
Facts. I got you, bro. The 49ers and Ryan Mostert, they cleared the air apparently, and are hopefully on the same page after Ryan made some trade demands in the media. So we'll actually see what happens with that, but their running back might be one out. In the NBA, Domantas Sabonis, he has been limited by foot soreness during recent practices in Orlando, and he's going to be missing the next few days as we're recording this. It was some bad news in Sacramento. Marvin Bagley III, he has a right foot sprain, and he's out for the season. And the Kings are already out without De'Aaron Fox. He got a bad left ankle right now that he sprained last week. But he healed. Harrison Barnes, Jabari Parker, and Alex Len, all four of them tested positive for COVID before training camp, so they're not even in the bubble yet. And then, as Eric mentioned earlier, Rashawn Holmes, he had left the campus perimeter and had to go back into quarantine, but I believe he's free now. So they just had some bad luck over there with that.
Yeah,
Also,
I feel.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just gonna say I feel bad for Bagley because he can't stay healthy at this point.
No, I think he's only played like 11 or 12 games this whole season.
Yeah, and he already had that pressure on him because they picked him over Luka.
Oh yeah, they sure did.
Yep.
And Justice Winslow, he actually also injured himself during practice at the bubble. He's out for the season for the Grizzlies. So that's a blow with him. He didn't really get it. He didn't get the chance to suit up with them. He was injured prior to being traded, but
It's like speaking of people that can't stay healthy.
yeah, so another one that's unfortunate. And the Nets, they signed Justin Anderson.
Finally. They've been with that signing for a minute.
Beasley ain't on the team.
Yeah.
Mookie Betts, he signed a 12-year, $365 million extension to become the second highest paid player in the MLB. So now his total deal is worth over $380 million.
He just jumped over Mike Trout. I think it is. Yeah, he jumped over Mike Trout. But shit, congratulations to Mookie.
Hey, Mike Trout isn't number one. Who's number one then?
Yeah, like I said, he's
No, he was number one.
No, but Mookie's deal was for number two. Yeah.
Oh, would it be
Fam, we're telling you. we telling you. Mike Trout is still number one, but Mookie is number two. That's who number two is. It's Mookie. Yeah, it's Mookie. For the highest contract in MLB history. Leeds United, they made it back to the Premier League for the first time in 17 years. Now,
I love Leeds.
So the way the Premier League works is like you have to earn your way to play in that league, correct?
Correct.
And they've been bad enough. They've been terrible for 17 years.
In European soccer, the Premier League, I think there's four levels. It's the Premier League, Championship 1, Championship 2. I think it's 4 levels. Anyway, there are different tiers to get to there. So the top tier teams, you have to either you win or you get dropped down to relegation. I think it's the bottom 3 teams. And Leeds have been trying to get up there, but they've been set like AAA, like pretty much levels in baseball. Same thing for soccer. And Leeds has been in the AAA for a while. Like they ain't been down AA and A, but they were once one of the best teams in European soccer, and then they got devastated financially, lost a whole bunch of money and shit, and had to lose players, sell players. Like it was one of the craziest, wildest falls from grace in soccer history with Leeds. So it's a big story for them to be able to make their way back to the Premier League after 17 years.
So I was right. They was terrible for 17 years, and now they back, right?
No. They're not terrible.
They were mediocre.
Right. You're not terrible at that level.
Okay, I hear you.
They're just not the best.
I hear you. So they're like
But they were terrible at one point. After they lost all that money, they went bankrupt. If not, they did go bankrupt. I can't remember exactly. They lost a shit ton of money.
When you echoing, fam.
Yeah, but like essentially what he was trying to explain is that like if you're bad enough, you get dropped down to relegation, and then it's hard to get back up. So, like, the fact that they didn't get further relegated means that they weren't terrible, but they weren't good enough.
They weren't good enough.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. California, they already said that they fall and winter high school sports are going to the spring. They said we ain't even thinking about that this year.
Everybody's looking to follow suit.
Pretty much. G-Unit players.
G-Unit.
I've been thinking about that 50 Cent T.I. battle too much. G League players officially formed a union with help from the NBPA, and their union is called Basketball Players Union, so the BPU. And the G League agreed to recognize it as a player representative. So that's big for them. Unionize. That's what's up. Glenn Taylor, he is the current owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves, but he does not want to be that too much longer. He's owned the team since '94, but he retained a group to say, like, hey, what's them dollars looking like? He bought the team for $88 million. He wants at least $1.2 billion. That's quite a come up.
Yeah, that's a huge come up.
And he's selling it for a few different reasons. He's getting older. He's 79 years old, and he wants to do some other work. He also mentioned uncertainty of the economy due to this virus. Mm-hmm. And businessmen make business moves. I can understand why you would sell at that age. Mm-hmm. I probably would too.
Yeah.
In this economy. The Wolf family, so they own the Vikings. They emerged as a serious candidate to buy the team. But another bidding group includes Kevin Garnett, who used to play for the Timberwolves. And he's part of one of the groups bidding on the team too. So I feel like when Wolf money got involved, it might be a little hard to keep up, but we'll see what happens.
And I know that's part of the reason why KG fell out with Glenn Taylor is because he was supposed to get when he returned to Minnesota, he was supposed to get like an ownership stake upon retirement. And I don't know what happened for that to fall through, but it did. So I don't know where that.
I believe he passed away before like the conditions were met or something, or not.
Passed away.
My fault. I'm thinking something different. My fault. That's a bell.
I'm like, who died?
Yeah, my fault.
So like I don't know. I will have to look into the particulars, but I know that they had a falling out. Like KG essentially said, "I don't do business with snakes" when he was asked about it. So I don't know if they mended it, and I don't know if the state of their relationship would preclude him from selling to KG's group or not. But hopefully, because like KG is the Timberwolves essentially. So
thanks.
All right.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. We're going to move into the Tech Top 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tech Top 5.
Tech Top 5. Last week we did binge watch shows during the quarantine. Mm-hmm. Eric won. Shout out to your listener.
Gang.
Game of Thrones was strong with the fans. I know that resonated. This week we are doing the best NBA MVPs over the last 20 seasons. So we are beginning after the 1999-2000 season with Shaq winning. So Shaq on forward. All those are eligible. Best MVPs. Let's go. We're going in reverse tech order too, by the way.
By request.
Yeah, because y'all be taking my list and making it seem my list ain't shit. But or I'll be stealing from everybody, but it ain't the case. All right, so first off, I just want to say, y'all know who I am. So y'all know I'm going to Kobe off top. All right? Kobe got robbed out of 2 MVPs. All right? In my personal opinion, and a lot of others. But Kobe should have won MVP in the 2006 series. 2006 and 2007. Like, no disrespect to Dirk or Kevin or Steve Nash, but Kobe was like flat out balling.
The Steve Nash was definitely arguable. Mm-hmm. Dirk was hooping though. Like,
no, that's what I said. No disrespect. Like Dirk was getting shit off.
I hear you.
But yeah, Kobe did.
No disrespect, but that nigga ain't shit.
Yeah, no disrespect. But, it is what it is. But yeah, so I'm gonna go at number 5. I have Kevin Durant in 2014. Number 4, Steph Curry. What? That was 2016.
You talking about his unanimous season?
Yeah, the unanimous. Yeah, that was 16, right?
Yeah, that was 16.
Okay. Number 3, LeBron James, 2009. Number 2, Shaq, 2000 series. I keep saying series. Year 2000.
Yeah.
Most dominant ever type shit. But surprisingly, my number 1 is Giannis last year.
Are you serious, man? That's interesting.
Like I said, like when we was talking about Giannis earlier, I have never, like in my years of watching basketball, seen somebody dominate literally through the entirety of the season. Like he didn't have you start off hot, then you cool off, like legit, like guns blazing the entire. Yeah, so guns blazing. He was guns blazing the entire time. So yeah, surprisingly, Giannis is number 1 on my list.
I respect that.
They're gonna revoke your Laker pass.
They really are.
Right, that's two Giannis.
I'm just being real at this moment, man.
They're gonna be like, nah, nigga.
Don't get used to this shit. Don't get used to it.
All right, I had Giannis at number 5, but I feel like I'm not a fan now because I have him so low. Number 4, I have Allen Iverson, 01 MVP. That team was trash, okay? That team had no business being where it was. So I gotta give AI some love with that one. Like
they thought it was sweet when they won game 1.
I swear they did. Number 3, I'm going with 2013 LeBron James as Miami Heat. He was just ridiculously efficient throughout that whole season. It was unbelievable.
40% from 3, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he was. It was. Yeah, LeBron, it was like Bron at his peak. Like it was peak form LeBron, and it was amazing to watch. Number 2, I have Steph Curry's 2016 season when he was the unanimous MVP. I once again want to reiterate, Steph Curry changed the way basketball was played. Like he changed
like the motherfucker.
Like Steph Curry is monumental. And number 1 is actually Shaq's 2000 season. He almost was unanimous, 1 vote off, but he was just completely dominant. Yeah, I really want to know.
Yeah, like dude was wild.
He was completely dominant. He was unstoppable. So Shaq's number 1.
Unstoppable.
All right, so I have a question before I do my list. Are we counting this year's season?
We told you no, fam.
No, bro. You ain't gonna slide it in there, bro.
I'm just saying, we all know the voting is. I mean, the stats are locked in.
It hasn't been.
We all know who's gonna win.
Eric, nah, fam. No, what's been announced?
Well, I just want to point out that Giannis is averaging 29.6 points, 13.7 rebounds, 5.8 assists, a block, and a steal. And the defensive player of the year. Like, the only player to ever have defensive player of the year and MVP in the same season is Michael Jordan. Just want to point that out.
I hear you.
But since y'all talking about my list,
he ain't got no award in his hand yet, so.
No,
and we ain't fucked the list up when we already told you, no, he still made it.
That's a technicality. As far as I'm concerned. I just want to point out he'd be number 3
with a pre-made invalid list.
He'd be number 2 on our list.
We told him no earlier, so he formulated how he was going to get his point off regardless. I respect the hustle.
He'd be number 2 on my list. I just want to point that out. Anyway, so at 5, I guess I'll go with Tim Duncan in 02.
The big
solid.
Like, I kind of had the same issue with Tim Duncan and LeBron. Like, their MVP seasons were so close to just their regular every year seasons. Like they're just consistent for 15 straight years, both of them.
Yeah.
So it's hard pinpointing.
In the playoffs.
Huh?
I said Timmy was a fool in the playoffs though.
I still remember. I think it was whatever the closeout game was in 05. He damn near had a quadruple double.
Oh yeah.
Timmy was a fool.
Like, I think he had like 8 blocks. And a triple double. Like, it was ridiculous.
The quietest too. And it'd be quiet as fuck.
Yeah, KG was saying like he hated, like that was the worst trash talker because he would just be saying slick shit under his breath and just like picking them apart. So yeah, Tim Duncan 02 is number 6. Number 5. He's number 6 because Giannis is number 2. So number 4, I got LeBron in 2010. Number 3. Oh yeah, okay. Sorry. Number 3 is LeBron in 13. 2 is Curry in 16, and 1 is Shaq in 2000. And again, I just want to give context to that Shaq thing. 29.7 points per game, led the league. 3 blocks, 13.5 rebounds, nearly 4 assists. Led the league in field goal percentage as well at 57%.
Dominant.
That's crazy, bro.
Most of it probably just dunking on the motherfucker.
And he played 79 games. Like, that was always the issue with Shaq, is that he would, take some time off. But like, that would be most. And I think, if I remember correctly, he won All-Star Game MVP, regular season MVP, and Finals MVP.
Hell yeah, yep, all in the same year.
In the same year.
Yep.
Number 1 with a bullet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For me, I have Giannis 2019. Number 5. Number 4, I got Derrick Rose 2011. Number 3, I got Bron in 13. 2, Steph in 16, and 1, I got Diesel in 2000.
And there you have it.
Derrick Rose love. Okay.
Hey, I wanted to, but I was looking, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
they ran into Miami, bro.
I was like, the score was tight, and he was cold in the season, but when he put it up against other MVPs, it just
you can't put it up there.
Honestly, if the media wasn't mad at LeBron, if the media wasn't mad at LeBron that year, like, it would have been his award.
Yeah, it would have been.
It would have been.
Rose was balling though. That's my dude.
Yeah, I mean, Bron should have won it in 08 when Kobe won, but
Bro, chill out, bro. What's wrong?
Bron had a crazy year that year. Kobe won?
Because Kobe got robbed 2 years in a row. He got robbed 2 years.
Kobe robbed LeBron that year?
Man, I get it. That nigga
that was a gimme.
He all right. LeBron still got 4 of them. He's great.
He don't know how to argue it because LeBron played for his team now.
I really didn't know what.
He didn't know exactly where the joke was.
What to do. I was just like, I started sounding like Tim earlier.
Like Arnold. Sorry, you started talking about Arnold and shit.
Get to the chopper.
That's the show for this week. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm trying to get off this so I can finish out this DMX Snoop battle because they are having a ball. If you want to follow me on social media, you can catch me on the Twitter, Snapchat.
Wait a minute.
Oh, my bad.
He was
I was waiting to wait a minute, and then you just kept rolling. You gotta wait a minute.
I was trying to multitask, man. Snoop is really dancing right now, fam. You can catch me.
Wait a minute.
On the Twitter, Instagram, PSN at Camille Monet, CAMILLEMONAE, because
your mom is fancy.
Thank you, sir.
First of all, I just want to say thanks to y'all for accommodating my schedule. Yesterday was my grandmother's 90th birthday, so that's why we're putting it out a day later. So we had a nice little celebration for her. So,
happy birthday!
That's what's up. Shout out!
Happy birthday!
Yeah, she said it was her best birthday ever. So when you got 90 of them, like that's great.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's dope.
But yeah, at Bucks Burner on Twitter.
That's all you get.
Goddamn right.
Everyday_gentleman on Instagram, KHarris216 on Twitter and Snapchat.
And it's your boy, TIMKINGD, number 3, a.k.a. Ass Ketchum, a.k.a. Mr. Give It To Me. Hasta la vista, baby.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.